Hey there, fellow dreamers and procrastinators. Welcome to the very first episode of Rosemary Writes. I'm Rosemary, and if you're listening to this, it means that I've finally taken the plunge to something that I've been wanting to do for literal years, and that is writing my book. So the deal is that I've been putting off writing my book forever, and I mean for a long time. And every time I sat down to write, I found an excuse to avoid it. Whether it was, oh, there's some new chores to do, or hey, I got really into this show or this new book, or just thinking I suck. And I never got into it. But recently, I've had kind of a revelation. I realized that I cannot hold myself accountable, and I completely blame the American public school system for teaching me that every important thing that I do has to have a timeline or a timetable. But maybe by putting it out there into the world, it will help. By sort of sharing my journey with all of you, I can kind of trick my brain into getting things done. Because let's face it, my anxiety tends to go into overdrive if I think that I'm letting someone else down. Even if it might be someone invisible or an audience on the internet. So here's my plan. I'm going to be updating you all on my progress, my struggles, my victories, and probably a lot of random musings along the way. This is going to be a casual place for me to post updates and attempt to work out things in real time. And who knows, maybe my journey will resonate with some of you out there and we can kind of support each other. Now, to give myself a bit of structure, I've decided to sign up for NaNoWriMo. And for those of you who don't know, that's National Novel Writing Month. It's kind of a big event that usually takes place in October, where writers from all over the world commit to writing 50,000 words in a month. But the cool part about NaNoWriMo is that there's a section where you can set up your own goals at any time of the year. And for me, seeing my progress in sort of a graph is super motivating. It kind of helps me visualize my writing. And it just seeing the word count go up every day is actually really helpful. And so in NaNoWriMo, you can set up a word count goal, and it shows you on a chart how many words you should be writing per day, depending on the amount of time you wanted to spend on this goal and the amount of words. And that has definitely been something that I'm like, yes, that's for me. Now, let's see. Okay, so I actually went back, and to sort of motivate myself, I started rereading some of the stories that I wrote when I was a teenager, which was a long time ago. And I can tell how much passion and how much I loved writing those stories, but dear Lord, I had no idea what structure was. Reading it now, I'm just kind of, do not do that again. So I've decided, instead of trying to rewrite one of my old stories, I am just going to start something completely new. And in case you're wondering, the story is going to be an urban fantasy with with heavy romantic leanings. I don't think I have it in me to write contemporary, not because I don't like reading it. I thoroughly enjoy reading contemporary, but I have trouble staying on track without some sort of mythical element. So I've started a rough outline using the 3-act story structure, and for those of you who might not know what that is, it's a really simple framework that breaks down the story into 3 parts: the setup, the confrontation, and the resolution. From there, I've been breaking it down chapter by chapter, trying to figure out exactly what it is that I want to happen. But going from a pantser to a plotter is so hard. I think I went too far in deciding to make a chapter by chapter outline, and unfortunately I found the plotting grid from She Who Must Not Be Named and I Do Not Support seems to be the easiest for me. Now, I've also decided to do this podcast because I'm an introvert who lives alone, and it's nice to have a reason to speak out loud every once in a while. It kind of feels a bit like having a conversation, even if it's just me talking into the microphone. Plus, it kind of adds a layer to that accountability that I was talking about. If I know I have to update all of you, I'm a little more motivated to actually doing this. So that's all I've got for the first episode, and I want to thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'm excited, nervous, and a little bit scared, but I'm ready to finally put my book out there and to share this process. And who knows, if you're on a similar path, whether you're writing a book or starting a new project of art, crochet, whatever, just trying to tackle a long-term goal, a long-term goal, let's do it together. Stay tuned for updates, musings, and maybe a few rants along the way. So until next time, remember, think, feel, create. This is Rosemary, signing off.